think that's recording. Okay. Good morning. Today I wanted to just announce to someone that I actually did it. Well, let me explain. I invariably find that I cannot do things the easy way because the easy way to do things requires money. They know people, the capitalists, I shouldn't call them that, the people who are trying to take your money from you, they know that the best way to do it is to find something that's easy. Well, I'm not about easy. So what I did is I found what I wanted to do was, I was being hit and almost bombarded by advertisements for this fitness thing. I thought that would be easy, just to get a fitness thing and just do it for 20 to 30 minutes every day, and it'd be easy. And that's what the whole idea was behind getting my Wii Fit or my exercise bike and things. I just figured, well, I'd be able to get into shape easily without knowing it. And you know what? I did my exercises. I did the Wii Fit. Nothing. Did it regularly. Then I did my exercise bike, and I watched a video where someone said 30 minutes a day. So for over a year, I did 30 minutes of exercise every morning. I got fatter. I guess my body just gets immune to it after a while. It's like, yeah, that's all. We can handle that. So just eat a little bit more. Anyway, so I thought, well, instead of doing that, what I'll do is work on what I want to work on. I'm like, well, I want to be able to run, which requires me being able to do certain things that I cannot do. One of those is hold my balance. I cannot balance on one leg. And as I researched and studied the most I could, I was like, well, I need to find some core exercises. So I found some. And I worked on those, and they promised. Of course, you know how I feel about promises about this point. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I found a guy that I really, really liked, and I've been doing his exercises, and I did another one because it's like, I like that because I want to have balance and poise, but I don't feel like I'm exercising anything, which is probably a good indication that if it's not difficult for me, then I'm probably already using those muscles, so I don't need to exercise those. And then I found another one today, and it was the same guy. It was the guy that I wanted to stay loyal to because okay, I'm old enough now that I can say I like guys without meaning I like the guy, right? Well, I'm not saying I like the guy. I like him as a person. And I thought, well, his workout was too hard. I tried to do it, and I got about halfway through, and I was like dying. I'm like, I cannot do this. And so, but I'm going to remember those exercises to do them to myself, just like randomly when I'm not doing something. Instead of just laying down on the couch, I'll go try to do some of those. Because they're really cool and really hard. One of them was like a plank where you kick your legs out to the side. I've never done that before, and I couldn't do it. Well, I could do one side, but why should I over-exercise one side? That's not going to help me run. So anyway, maybe if there's any teeny little shred of a muscle available to me there, I'll strengthen it. So then I'll be able to use it. Because when I was doing the workouts that I used to do, the leg workouts that I used to do in cross-country and track, I can't do them. I can't even walk and do them. They're just movements that I cannot make. They were hard, admittedly. I always had a hard time doing them, but I always did them, and I did them regularly. Even when I didn't want to run, when we moved to Tennessee and it was so hot, I'm sure my daughters remember me going outside. I wouldn't run, but I'd come back in about 30 minutes having done my leg workouts. Anyway, I couldn't do those at all. But I could do this one workout that this guy had. It's like a 12-minute workout. And I did it. I did the whole thing. And I did it to the advanced, too. And I was sweating. And I was like, oh, good. That means... Because in my mind, if you're sweating, that's cardio. All right, your heart rate. Well, I don't know. I'll tell you a really quick story about that. My PE teacher was also my cross country coach, and we did a lot of running in PE, but whenever we did things, we'd have to take our heart rate. We'd have to just be sitting, take a sitting measurement of our heart rate, and then we'd do an exercise and take it again. And because mine wasn't raising enough, he said, well, you're just lollygagging. And like whenever I run in cross country races, whenever I run by the people, which most of your race isn't by people, but I would always smile and wave at people I know. That's just what I do. I may have been exhausted, but he said, well, if you haven't that much energy to waste, then you're not running to your potential. I always ask beforehand, what place do I need to place to get a medal? He'd say, oh, you have to be the top 3. So I'd get in the top 3. And he says, you could have won that race. And I'm like, yeah, I could have. It was never my intention. And then when I saw that Incredibles where they're like, close second. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of my whole thought of it. I'm like, well, who knows what's going on, and winning that race may be really important to somebody. So I don't really want to win. I'm not going to push myself. I did push myself. At regionals, I got 13th place. No, I got 11th place. And then I got 13th place at regionals and then 11th place at state. And I pushed myself so hard because I wanted to get in the top 10. I was trying to, but I got kicked in the knee, and it was just hard for me to finish because there was this upwards hill and it had been raining a whole lot. So people who didn't have their spikes on were trying to run up the hill and they'd fall back down. They were just getting demoralized. But I wasn't very heavy, so I just went straight up it. But at one point near the end, when people kick at the end, they give their sprint, I got kicked, and the girl who kicked me in the knee had cleats on. They were really long spikes. And my knee was bleeding and stuff. It really hurt. But when I finished the race, I don't even think I ate anything because the night before was the closing night on a play that I was in. So I had to stay there instead of go with everybody else. The boys' team was also in state finals. Anyway, so my dad took me down. But when I finished the race, I threw up. I was so exhausted. I'd never pushed myself that hard. But the end of the story is that I got a C in PE. When I was beating all the boys even. I was like, so what's up with that? He said I wasn't pushing myself. And it doesn't matter how good you do. It's how good you do in comparison to how you should do. So even if I did better than any of the other girls, I got a worse grade because I wasn't meeting my potential according to those standards. Now, similarly, one time when I was working at Boeing, they had something where that you take your blood pressure and stuff, and they took mine, and the machine, it had my heart rate, my pulse was like 40 something, and my blood pressure was really low. They're like, I think you're dead. The other people who were standing in line waiting to use it. Hang on, I'm going to plug this in. There. Okay. Anyway, they said, I think you're dead. And I was like, no, I just have a really, really slow pulse. And I just always have. I had a really slow pulse. And when I exercise, I don't know, for some reason, it doesn't respond or function the way other people's do. And because that happened, that I was not considered, I was considered lollygagging. That's what he said. I thought, that's so unfair. He should take some time to get to know me before he just says that. And I've heard people say the same thing about IQ tests. My husband was saying that yesterday to my son because he says, I want to take an IQ test. I think I'd get like 200 because I'm smarter than mom. I'm like, and my husband says, the IQ test just shows that you know how they want you to think. All it shows that you can take that test well. Doesn't mean you're necessarily that intelligent. And that's exactly how I thought about that PE teacher. It's like, according to his standards, I wasn't pushing myself. But I think I was. I guess I should have been throwing up all the time. 10 minutes, okay. So, anyway, I'm going to go accomplish the other things I need to do today. But I was so happy I wanted to announce that I finished that exercise that I tried to do.